Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, buckle up because if there's one thing we know about this franchise, it's that the road to glory is paved with twists sharper than a South Philly cheesesteak knife. Imagine trading for a shutdown corner like Jair Alexander, picturing him blanketing receivers at Lincoln Financial Field, only for the football gods to hit pause before the first snap. Yeah, that's the gut punch we're unpacking tonight on your go-to Eagles update. What does this mean for our Birds secondary? For the NFC East bloodbath? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the heartbreak, the history, and the hope that keeps Philly flying. Let's start with the news that's got Birds fans scrolling Twitter at 2 a.m., hearts sinking like a missed field goal in overtime. Just before the November 4th trade deadline, Howie Roseman, our master dealmaker, the guy who's pulled off heists like the one that landed us Carson Wentz back in the day, pulled the trigger on a swap with the Baltimore Ravens. In exchange for a measly 2026 sixth-round pick, we shipped out a 2027 seventh and brought in Jair Alexander, the former Packers star cornerback. The plan? Bolster that secondary, give Quinyon Mitchell a battle-tested running mate to lock down the NFC East's aerial assaults. After all, our D had been leaking like a sieve early this season, giving up chunk plays that had defensive coordinator Vic Fangio pulling his hair out. But here's the kicker, and it's a brutal one. Alexander hasn't suited up for a single down in midnight green. And now, according to NFL on Fox's Jay Glazer, the insider who never sleeps, Jair's stepping away from the game entirely. Physically, mentally, he's hitting the reset button to get himself right before charting his next move. Glazer dropped this bomb on X last night. Former Pro Bowl CB Jair Alexander has decided to step away from football to try to focus on getting himself right physically and mentally before deciding on his future. Alexander informed the Eagles of his decision today. And Diana Russin from The Athletic piled on, reporting that retirement's dancing in his mind like a bad dream. This isn't just a setback, it's a full-stop sign before the race even started. Flashback to last week, the Eagles jet off to Lambeau Field to tangle with the Packers, Jair's old stomping grounds, where he terrorized quarterbacks for 7 seasons. But he's not on the plane. ESPN's Adam Schefter revealed Alexander stayed put in Philly, nursing a nagging knee injury that's dogged him since his release from Green Bay back in June. He inked a 1-year pact with the Ravens, but only mustered 2 games and 5 tackles before the hardware betrayed him again. For a guy who snagged Pro Bowl nods in 2020 and 2022, second-team All-Pro hardware, and shut down the likes of Davante Adams and Justin Jefferson, man, it's like watching a Ferrari idle in the garage. Now, let's peel back the layers on this, Eagles faithful, because I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm here to analyze like we're breaking down film in Nick Sirianni's war room. Roseman's gamble? Bold as ever, but it reeks of that high-wire act he's mastered since taking the GM reins in 2010. Remember 2017? We fleeced the Browns for draft capital that birthed the core of our Super Bowl 52 squad, the one that shocked the world, with Foles under center and that Philly special trick play etched in immortality. Howie's got a 60% hit rate on trades, per league metrics, turning scraps into stars like A.J. Brown and Hasten Reddick. But this Alexander deal? It's a reminder that even the sharpest poker player can draw a cold deck. Our secondary was hemorrhaging, ranked 22nd in pass defense through Week 8, allowing 240 yards per game. Mitchell's a rookie phenom, all length and instincts, but pairing him with Darius Slay leaves gaps wider than the Schuylkill Expressway at rush hour. Jair could have been the mentor, the vet presence to steady the ship against Dak Prescott's bombs or Daniel Jones' scrambles. Tactically, think about it. Sirianni's scheme thrives on man coverage aggression, press and bail stuff that Reggie White would have loved back in his Minister of Defense days. Alexander's elite at that. His 2022 tape shows a 78% completion rate against when targeted, per Pro Football Focus. Without him, we're leaning harder on Zach Bond at nickel or Isaiah Rodgers in the slot. Guys who are scrappy but unproven against elite WR1S. And don't get me started on the injury bug. Our D-line's already thin with Josh Sweat nursing a tweak, and now this? It's like the football fates conspired to test our depth chart's breaking point. Statistically, since 2020, teams acquiring mid-season vets like this see a 12% uptick in red zone stops, but only if they play. Ours. Zilch. Oof. But hey, let's zoom out, because Eagles history isn't just about the LS, it's the grit that forges legends. Picture this, 1960, our last championship before 17, when Norm Van Brocklin slung it to Tommy McDonald in the snow at Franklin Field. Or 83, the Reggie White era dawning, when the minister arrived from the USFL and turned our front seven into a wrecking crew, sacking QBs at a clip that still holds franchise records, 198 in his tenure alone. Fast forward to the Donovan McNabb fireworks. 5 Pro Bowls, that 2004 NFC title run where he dragged us past the Falcons on one good leg. And who can forget Brian Dawkins? Weapon X, patrolling the back end with hits that echoed like thunder in the link, forcing 36 turnovers over 13 seasons. Our secondary's always been the heartbeat, flawed, fiery, and fiercely Philly. This Alexander saga? It echoes the 2015 Sam Bradford trade, how he flipped a first for a QB who flamed out, but it bought time for Wentz to bloom. Comparative stats: post-trade secondaries in Philly average a 15-yard improvement in opponent passer rating within 3 games when the new guy's healthy. Not this time. Seasonally, we're staring at a 7-3 record after that gritty Packers win. Hurts with 2,100 yards and 18 TDs, looking every bit the dual-threat heir to McNabb. But the NFC East? It's a viper pit. Cowboys at 8-2, owners of that cursed star, with Micah Parsons feasting like it's Thanksgiving. Giants lurking at 5-5, Saquon Barkley rumbling like he owns Broad Street. Commanders, young, hungry, with Jaden Daniels slinging lasers. Losing Alexander's potential juice could cost us a seed, drop us to the 5-hole in the playoffs, facing a wild card buzzsaw. Alright, time for some voices from the trenches, because nothing beats hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. I caught up with fictional Eagles beat scribe Eagle Eye Eddie Ramirez outside the NovaCare complex, and he didn't hold back. Look, Jer was the dream, the guy who could have mirrored Slay's shutdown vibe, turning our D into a no-fly zone. But mental health, that's the real MVP call. Remember when Lane Johnson stepped away in 2014 for his headspace? Came back a beast, all-pro. If Alexander retires, it's Howie's toughest whiff since the Ajayi Fumble Fest, but Philly fans? We'll chant, "Fly Eagles fly," louder for it. And imagine this, a quick huddle with Jalen Hurts post-practice, pure Eagles gold. "Man, prayers up for Jer," he'd say, that Alabama drawl cutting through. "Football's family, but health's first. We've got Mitchell stepping up, Bond's a dog, ain't no quit in this locker room. Next man up, baby." Fans on the boulevard? One diehard, tailgating vet named Tommy from South Philly, beer in hand, boo the trade? Nah, we boo the Bills. But Roseman, he built this squad from the 18 Super Bowl ashes. Alexander who? We've got heart. 2017 proved that. Green Bay couldn't stop us. Neither will this. Expert takes. Let's channel that old-school wisdom. Hypothetical nod to ex-Eagles DC Jim Johnson, the godfather of our blitz packages. Son, secondaries win rings, but heart wins souls. Adapt or die. Throw more zone, blitz from the edges. Hurts legs will bail you out. And looking ahead, my prediction. This stings short-term, but it frees up snaps for the kids. Mitchell finishes top 5 in INTs among rookies. Slay mentors like Dawkins did for Asante Samuel. Playoffs. We're in, maybe 4 seed if we sweep the Giants twice, like that 05 revenge tour. But long-term, Roseman pivots to free agency, eyes on Stephon Gilmore for a rental. Draft. That extra 7th rounder? Junk, but Howie spun worse into gold. Impacts. Motivates the run game, Saquon churning 1,200 yards, DeAndre Swift slicing like a scalpel. No Alexander means more pressure on Vic Fangio to scheme creatively. Perhaps that cover 3 shell we've seen glimpses of, dropping 8 into coverage against Burrow or Mahomes in January dreams. Wrapping this roller coaster, Eagles Nation, remember why we bleed green. It's not the trades that define us, it's the fight after the fall. From the "Fly Eagles Fly" echoes shaking the link, born in that 80s vet parking lot, now a national anthem, to the Super Bowl parade shutting down I-76, we're unbreakable. Jer Alexander's pause? It's his story, and we respect the hell out of it. Players first, always. But for our birds, rise up. Gear up for that Thanksgiving blood feud with the Cowboys, Dak versus Hurts, round 2. Tune in Sunday, crack a Yingling, and let's remind Jerry Jones why the East is ours. This is your Eagles anchor, signing off from the city of brotherly love. Fly, Eagles, fly. Higher than ever. We'll see you next time.